Yo, what is up, my fellow virgins? The boy A1 like steak sauce can never take a motherfucking loss. I'm had this dog water in the son of a bitch. You see, I changed my motherfucking hair. I had to put the curls in it, but let me shut the fuck up. But today we're gonna react to the fighting business as always. You feel what I'm saying? This nigga actually made a video about Jamal Hill. But we react to Jamal Hill. Damn, I fucking glitched out. But Jamal Hill worst cope in UFC history. Damn, he do got the worst cope. I ain't gonna lie, Slime.
20 bands. Pull up to the gym. Anybody all y'all that's talking on these posts and all of this shit.
People will die.
I pull up to the gym for 20 bands, nigga. I need that shit. No bullshit.
Starting tonight.
Whenever I do fight him, standing, I will knock him out. He then takes the angle and closes the distance.
Wasn't a groin strike.
And clearly even some of the best minds in the game still don't see or understand what they're watching.
I'm a man of my word.
I took no damage. Most of the fall was me falling down. I remember everything. I remember looking up, seeing his legs. I remember him coming in.
I ain't even gonna lie. This fucking thing, like, this shit is right here. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? But we gonna ignore it for right now.
Looking up, seeing his legs. I remember him coming in.
Contrary to what people tell you, it's okay to cope in relatively healthy ways to get through a rough patch in life. We all do it at some point. We lie to the mirror, we ignore reality, we twist facts, all in an attempt to get through and survive without everlasting damage. In the context of our sport though, cope is a drug. It's easy for us to say, oh, just be the better man, but that guy just lost a fight to another man, and fighting is his career, his life. Of course he's going to say something. Anything to soothe the building cancer in his soul.
I didn't know that was a win. But it wasn't a loss. I never felt like I got so much shit. I'm like, mentally, I'm undefeated. I didn't fucking lose because my skills aren't better than this dude.
It's okay. We can forget and forgive a few classic excuses. It wasn't my night. I didn't feel right. I have a minor injury. All of that is pretty harmless and often forgotten. But as I said early on, it's okay to cope in healthy ways. The key word being healthy. For a long time, Conor's never-ending obsession and grudge against Khabib was the worst example.
And I hobbled in there and walked him down and did not give two. And that was with a bad camp. That was with a half-committed camp.
He's gone. Shit, his jocks became fat and is riding off. He done nothing in the sport.
But we may have found something even cringier. Jamal Hill's scope is still going strong, and some of the stuff he said would even make Conor...
Yo, I don't even got nothing to say about this video, bro. I've been talking shit about this nigga for a minute, man. But if you trying to rumble for them 20 bands, bro, I'm down.
McGregor blush. Jamal Hill, number 7 ranked contender to champion in one night, reasonably liked a couple of months to one of the most disliked figures in MMA today. That's not coping. That's self-destruction.
Fighting Business is one of my favorite new channels going right now.
Thank you to the Fighting Business. Absolutely amazing.
And whenever I do fight him, standing, I will knock him out.
Hold on, let's play that clip a bit more.
For every single one of y'all that has talked, disrespected, and just straight up like, bro, it's really crazy to me. Like, regardless of anything, I'm better at my job. I'm certified one of the top, we'll say 15 in the world in my job.
In hindsight, that was a red flag, crimson even. Hill was a little too emotional and bothered by the disrespect he was getting. Womp womp. It wasn't even that bad.
I've been overlooked. My skills and what I've done in this sport has been disrespected. Somebody got to feel
Jamal Hill rose to the rank of champion by skill, but definitely some luck as well. In fact, when Dana White announced him as Glover's opponent for UFC 283, some fans had to Google his name and find out who he was. But he became champion, vacated the belt with an injury, and returned at UFC 300 against Poatan to reclaim what he never lost. And that was the inception point. Now listen, I'm usually not the type to bash fighters for their trash talk. I'm actually glad they do, because the drama and beef is what creates interest for fights. But what Jamal Hill did during the lead up to UFC 300 was just corny.
People will die. Starting tonight. I'm a man of my word.
And that shit needs to be brought back to his face.
For Jamal, the interesting choice of water bottle right there. Can you speak a little bit more about it?
You know, just getting acquainted with the visual that I plan on seeing on Saturday night.
Needless to say, Pereira was not pleased, and he promised to make Jamal pay.
Desse momento aqui, quando eu estiver entrando no octógono, quando estiver tocando a minha música, ele vai lembrar desse momento.
And in the main event of UFC 300, he did. first-round KO from that mythical left hand that didn't even land clean. Hill was no match for the more experienced kickboxer, and it was another case of trash talk gone wrong. He was ridiculed in the aftermath, obviously, but his post-fight message was pretty classy.
Oh well, it's the game we play, got caught. For anybody that care, I'm good.
See, when he did this, I was like, he just, you feel me? He going through it.
I'm well. We still doing our thing tonight. Y'all know where we at. We over at Hakkason. And yeah, man, we just build and come right back.
It should have ended there, but it didn't. That little incident before the finish was a non-factor in the result, but Jamahal Hill presented it as the reason why he lost. Something about using the pause in action to gain foot placement.
So Herb Dean, he signals to the ref, hey, I got kicked. The ref yells, stop. I stop completely. He then takes the angle and closes the distance in that, and then tells the ref, no, I'm good.
Always be prepared, my brother.
Why'd you signal to the ref then in the first place?
Now, I don't even understand it myself, so I'm not going to try to explain it, but I am going to detail the stuff I have on Patreon. I recently added early access to video scripts and my 3 interviews with Manel Cap, Yuri Prohaska, and Charles Oliveira. You already know about the music playlist, editing, breakdowns, and downloadable thumbnails, so I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but Hill definitely did.
You signaled to the ref, you wanted to, so the ref could see it, let him know that you got kicked, but yet all of a sudden you don't want the fight to be stopped.
It wasn't a groin strike, and him closing the angle on me while I'm trying to check and make sure he's good and things like that. Something I should have peeped it, caught on to, and protected myself against.
The disrespect he talked about before was now real, but it was more justified outrage. Hill kept blaming the confusion as the reason why he got caught, and MMA fans were quick to correct him. This episode of the Cope season went on for a while, and it eventually culminated in Hill lashing out at the entire MMA community, challenging the fans to show up at his gym to get beat up for 20 grand.
Hey, yo, fuck all that, bro. At the end of the day, bro, y'all can only talk so much shit.
I'm keep trying to tell him, like, I'm talking shit to the day I die, nigga. I want that 20 grand, nigga.
Or somebody, you know what I mean, started to say something back. So for all y'all that's talking all this shit about this fighting shit, y'all want to speak on some fighting shit, I got 20 bands. Pull up to the gym, bro. Come get paid. I know y'all broke and need it.
Yup, I definitely do need it, nigga. Give me that ticket. You pay for my expenses. I'm definitely there, nigga. 100%.
Needed to be an intervention.
Jiu-jitsu, BJJ, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm on that.
And that came in the form of UFC announcing Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree for UFC 303. Finally, Hill had something else to do, and an impressive performance against Khalil would give him some respite. But UFC 303 cursed. Stay with me here. Khalil withdrew. Carlos Ulberg stepped in to face Hill. That was a bit of a downgrade in terms of competition, but nothing changed for Jamahal Hill. All he needed to do was show up, get the knockout, and his words would carry at least some weight. But weeks before the event, Hill himself was removed from the card, and that brings us to the present day.
Opponent was switched up a couple times before I received an injury that took me out of fight. I won't get too crazy into it. I've already spoken on the things that I'm dealing with.
Getting injured right after barely recovering was likely a bad mental blow to Hill, and given the reputation he had built up, fans once again flooded his social media and ridiculed him. This time, Hill did not flex another 20 grand and threaten the fans, at least not that I'm aware of, but with the card and its updated main event of Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prohaska so close, Hill released a video on his YouTube channel and...
Because there's been a huge narrative that's been pushed around the fact that I'm jealous, I'm like a hater, or I'm like...
Shut the fuck up, man. Give me that 20 bands.
Salty, and it's like this narrative kind of came out like last year whenever Alex started to get his wins, which is a strange concept to me, seeing as how I willingly gave up the title for this type of motion and this type of movement to be happening.
Something he wanted to touch on. Here is a bit of context. Demetrius Johnson, an absolute savant in the game, put out a video analyzing the UFC 300 main event, and in that video, he made the mistake of praising Alex Pereira for his obvious kickboxing prowess.
I like both guys, both guys are great. In this fight, Alex just did everything technically right.
In response, Jamahal Hill spent 40 minutes reacting to DJ breaking down the main event, And I think this little nugget in particular puts a lot into perspective.
Like I said, he has a high fight IQ, but my style and the things that I do are very unique to me in the training in the way and the style that I've been brought up in. And even some of the best minds in the game still don't see or understand what they're watching.
Yeah, Demetrius Johnson, arguably the greatest of all time, is not able to comprehend Jamahal Hill's wizardry. And there you have it, the still ongoing saga of Jamahal Hill and his war against the fans, against Alex, and basic ethics of MMA. Coping is a natural part of dealing with losses and setbacks. We all use them. They all use them in and out of the octagon, but as we've seen with Hill, there's a fine line between healthy coping and self-destructive behavior. His ongoing feud with the MMA community and his inability to gracefully accept defeat has, in many ways, overshadowed his achievement. With everything he has said and done since UFC 300, Hill's career is now defined by that loss to Alex Pereira, and not in a good way.
Me taking a loss is not a problem for me at all. I'm just simply saying what happened.
Yo, I ain't even gonna lie. I thought when you was on Sunny V2, you said something bad. When you in a fighting business, whining and crying about a fucking loss you got paid for, that's a bad job, bro. One thing we learned in this video is that just take it to the fucking chin, bro.